Alright guys, so we have some more news for Breakers 4. So there was actually a live stream earlier today, just kind of covering about the game, giving a little bit more in-depth about just the overall construction a bit, if you will. So the live stream is actually over here, so it's actually an hour and 45 minutes. So if you kind of skip a little bit of the intro, it starts somewhere around like the 40-minute mark if you want to watch it. So it's definitely a lot of good information in there for you guys to watch, but they have actually dropped kind of like an interview. I want to say more or less it's like a snippet of the actual live stream, so we are going to be going through this as well. I also did take a lot of screenshots during the live stream just about you know what they're covering, so we will kind of go through all these screenshots after we go over this. So we did have to use the Google Translate obviously because it was originally in Japanese, so we can't quite read it. So let's kind of translate it and see what's going on. I do have a little bit of take it as a grain of salt because I don't know how accurate it is using the Google Translate, but let's kind of see what's going on. Nice screenshot right off the bat. So these are pretty much who were in the live stream. So we have the chief producer, Kentaro Montano, and then we have the Breakers 4 producer, Masanori Tanaka, I think that's how you pronounce his last name or the first name. And then we have the Crafts and Meister director, Daisuke Fukugawa. Alright, so we have all those three main people right there. So first question, they're asking about when did they start planning and developing this Breakers 4. They talk about it's roughly about 2019. I think there are a lot of people asking when they are going to be making a sequel, and then they decided to take on this challenge of creating a fourth sequel to that. And then this question is pretty much talking about what is going to be inherited from the Breakers 3. So the basic idea of an action game where you can customize and create your own gameplay has been inherited. So that's pretty much like the main focus in a way. And then for Montano, he was talking about, I think the recycling of acquiring parts, replacing them, and taking on mission is what makes Gundam Breaker so unique. So I created this cycle with the hopes that people would enjoy it with even more. Yeah, I think it's a cool concept. The fact that I think it's not your traditional, Gundam game. The fact that you are able to mix and match was definitely the best feature. But I think people don't like the fact that for new Gundam Breaker, you hop into a mission, then you get the part. So I think that was the point that people did not want to have that back. So I think this time around they made sure that is not going to be happening. And then for Tanaka, I think he's doing a lot of trial and error, trying to make the game a lot more I think just balance aspect of it. They're doing that, so they are in the final stage of development for that. So yeah, the advantage and disadvantage, oh yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go. But we have a image right there about what unit is this. I see easy heads, I see maybe like a Zeta A1 or C1, high knee legs. We have the new Gundam arms right there, a double O right, or just a old riser backpack with the sign binder as well. That is clever right there. And then we have a hyper beam rifle from New Gundam, probably, presumably. And then they emphasize a lot on the combos, the different left and right arms and weapons. So this is the biggest part. This pretty much what says the difference between Breakers 4 and Breakers 3 because of this right here. So the introduction of combo, because we thought it would be easy to understand as an indicator that anyone can easily enjoy. Break combo, which increased by decreasing or by defeating enemies continuously, serve as a mission evaluation. So they are going to be ranking us depending on how much we are able to combo break. So yeah. Increasing the number of break combos means that the gunplay you create will be able to defeat enemies in a cool manner. It creates a sense of exhilaration and fun as an action game while contributing to the evaluation in game play. So they are doing a lot of emphasis on just the they kind of boast a lot on those two factors, the fact that you are able to use two different melee weapons, being one on your left hand, right hand, and the ability to use a different arms is something they did talk about a lot in here. So previously, the results from completing a mission were given in form of ace points, indicating that this is what you were good at. This game also displayed the target number of break combo while playing, so you can see in real time whether your play is going well or not. By doing so, I hope to create a wavering in players' emotion. As such, the frustration of losing a combo or the joy of being able to connect at the last minute. I don't really know what this entails, but the fact that they are kind of ranking us depending on how good we are able to do the combo is once again being amplified here again. In this game, the elements of weapon combination have been expanded, such as dual wielding. I think this is definitely a translation error, and the player is wondering which combination is the best, or whether it is true that they feel like they're doing better with this combination than before. I think it'll be more fun to play it as is shown in evaluation. I think this aspect can also be expressed through combo system. In addition to combo break, hit combo also displayed. Not only does it feel good to simply increase the number of combos, but it also means in terms of game design. For example, a machine gun, which is a shooting weapon, fires a large number of bullets. So if the bullets are powerful enough, you can clear them all, meaning you're able to beat all the enemy. However, if the power is simply low, you won't want to use it. Yeah, they really, this speaks true about how player base feel about just certain, I guess, a weapon or certain skills, because if it's really weak, no one's gonna use it. So they definitely did capture that really well right there. As the number of combo hit increase, there's a buff effect such as strengthening a character's ability will occur. This gives a game meaning to a weapon that has a weak blow but requires a lot of moves. You can strengthen it with a few moves and attack all at once, or you can attack from the beginning with a weapon that moves slowly but has a strong blow. So I hope you have fun with a various weapon and play style. So yeah, it looks like it's not going to be like really straightforward. It looks like they are going to be a lot of, you know, trial and error as far as the player base to see which one would be the best, like supposedly, because I don't think they will be a best. I would assume, right? But who can tell, because they are doing a lot of, like, what is this? While you're playing, the game screen will display whether your current rating is S or B, which increases your game motivation during the missions. They are meaning result in each wave. Therefore, this time I was able to understand whether this wave or not went well or not, and how well I'm doing. So yeah, they are doing a lot of evaluation throughout. So you guys can definitely let me know, how do you guys feel about just consistently having feedback about how you're able to do. So does that really promote like a, I don't know, like a healthy gameplay? Because if people are constantly just trying to achieve like that perfect scoring, so will ultimately everyone just be using the same thing? I don't know. That's definitely something I'm wondering, because they did talk about a lot of the rating stuff in a way. And then this part talks about the weapon combination earlier, but in game, can you now assemble your left and right arm separately, and can you also hold left and right weapon separately? Will the action operation be different than before? So, and this is talks about you can only have one type of weapon, so each button was assigned to a left or light attack and strong attack, but in this game, buttons are designed to right-handed attacks and left-handed attacks respectively. So that's pretty interesting for sure. So there's actually going to be a light attack. So if you start an attack with your right hand and can keep hitting it respectively, it will become a weak attack, and if you change it to a left hand midway, it will become a strong attack. So that's your combo right there. So it's pretty much vice versa. So if you hit with your left weapon first, like you do if you left hand attack, and then if you do a right hand attack, that is going to be a strong attack right there. So that is pretty cool. So this new action game involves thinking about how many times you want to attack with the opposite hand after a series of consecutive attacks in order to engulf as many enemies as possible. Alright, I mean, sure. What else is in here? So I think these few paragraphs are just kind of talking about how to actually attack with them in a way. I think in a live stream they actually demonstrate a lot more better than just reading it, the actual paragraph. So I do highly suggest you guys to look over the live stream for sure. Even though I don't know how many of you guys will understand it, but I think seeing it in action is just a lot more better than reading this. Right? That's how I see it. What else is in here? So yeah, so if you do hit combo, it will give you buffs. Specifically, it's asking what kind of buffs will it give you. So hit combo effects such as increasing attack and making it easier to remove any parts will be added. If the enemy parts comes off, the enemy won't be able to take any action that corresponds to those parts, giving you an advantage. Continuous attack will give you an effect that will improve the battle situation. Okay, pretty good. And then this question is talking about, would it be more advantageous to continue attacking rather than evading or defending? Parts will come off, or your health will drop to 0. So it's better to fight by making full use of evasion and defense. In terms of tips for evading in this game, when an enemy tries to attack, a white glowing effect is displayed, so you can avoid an enemy attack by watching this and then attack. So that's kind of a recommendation they're giving you. So it's not just about attacking, so there's still going to be some merit if you guys are defending or evading. So that's also good to see. I think we will just kind of skip past a lot of these over here. So a lot of these are just kind of talking about the actual in-game playing stuff, right? So we will kind of, okay, this one, I think this one is quite important because this is talking about the OP skills. So they're talking about that customization has been improved because they have made it, the left and right arm can be equipped with different stuff, so as the weapon, so it's making it easier to set skill. This goes along with the idea that we want you to enjoy customizing your gunplay in various ways, but we have adapted a common cooldown for OP skills, so that part with OP skill does not become stronger. There's the OP skill that does not have a very high attack power, so but it will have a short cooldown and easier to use, while others are powerful but have a long cooldown and require careful consideration when using them. I think it'll create a wave in the player's mood depending on which skills to use and when to use it. Sure. I don't know what they mean by the OP skill. Is that like the builder's part? Because I didn't really see that in this while I was reading it. So assuming that is, I don't know. No idea at the moment. The diorama mode can be used to communicate with other players. So they did also kind of emphasize a lot in terms of the diorama mode as well. I don't think I'm gonna read over this that much because I'm not gonna say it's not important, but as far as the diorama, I think it's pretty self-explanatory in a way. I think it's just a way for people to kind of share what they have in mind as far as while customizing in a way or taking pictures with their custom gunpla. So I will kind of skip over this part. So in here they're asking about what kind of content would this game's story mode include. So this book is set several years after Gundam Breaker 3. I hope to be able to provide more details in a follow-up report, but perhaps the characters that appear in 3 will appear. So they're talking about Gundam Breaker 3. So characters that are in there, they are going to be reappearing. I think it's more or less like a cameo. I don't think it's going to be like a full in-depth story about them. So that is still cool though, because I think they're also going to be incorporating characters from Battle Log as well, but they're not mentioning it in here. Maybe not, but it's cool that they are still going to be incorporating older characters as well. As far as how many gunpla are planned to appear in this work, so there's going to be a total of 250, which we did already know. From which is all the way going to be 2 Wish from Mercury, so we kind of know that already because we saw like the pictures, we saw Arrows Gundam. And then will this game include pretty much 1 to 140 for scale or master grade 1 to 100 scale gunpla? Yeah, so pretty much all of them from high grade to master grade will be customized as playable characters or units, and then furthermore the perfect grade will be appearing as enemy boss. So that's definitely something that we pretty much know. And then this is talking about the limited edition benefit. So the collector edition can be pre-ordered right now, which, you know, and the other day we kind of covered that. So on the website, we can now buy it because you can only buy with the PS5 or the what is it, the Nintendo, the Switch version. So that obviously comes along with the gun barrel for the Strike Gundam, which is obviously very coveted. I definitely do want a copy of that Gunpla, but I mean, like, I don't have PS5 or am I going to be playing on Switch, so we are not going to be purchasing that, unfortunately, right? Besides that, they are also going to be talking about, are there any plans for a DLC or a season pass for this game? Similar to Gundam Breaker 3, we're planning to distribute story missions where you can attain new units by playing. We also plan to sell a season pass that combines multiple stories and missions into one. The bonus of the season pass is the Gundam Breaker Strike Gundam that I mentioned earlier, and additionally we also offer diorama DLC as a additional content. You can enjoy 4 types of diorama expansion parts, including ones with unique setting. We are also planning to sell a diorama pack that combines all of these items into one. Oh wow, diorama is gonna have a DLC? That is crazy, man. Oh my gosh. So, and then last, they're gonna talk about, please give a message to the game fans who are looking forward to it. So the theme of this game is 3. So evolution is gonna be one of them, deepening is gonna be one, and then true value of playing as Gunpla. So that is like the 3 main topic that they are emphasizing throughout. So if we do quickly take a look at the screenshot, this is somewhere along this, you know, the live stream they're talking about it. So this portion of it is deepening. So the ability to use separate right hand and left hand, and the ability to use a separate weapon on both your left and right hands. That's what they're referring as the deepening. And then the evolve, this is, you know, I think this is pertaining to like the game evaluation. So we have that, and then this one is the true value of using Gunpla. I think this one is more ties into the diorama aspect of things, but let's kind of go through all these screenshots that I took along or through the live stream and whatnot. So here's just some more in-game pictures of what it will look like. So we have a perfect grade versus a high grade. We have some customization. This one I think is obtaining parts when you defeat an enemy. So this right there I think is obtaining something. So that's obviously obtaining the parts. Then this one, I don't really know what that is, but I think we have seen these 2 screenshots somewhere already. And this one, I think you can play with your friends. Yeah, that's a good hint. We have the Infinite Justice in the back with the Sagud. Yeah, we know that. And then I think this is the actual painting. We also, I think they did mention there is ability to do weathering in your Gunpla, so you can make it more realistic in a way. And then this is obtaining parts results. Yeah, mission results, you obtain parts. So that's when you're fighting. And then this one, yep, this portion of it, they're talking about deepening. So you take an RX-72 and then you make into that using a cherubim arm, and I don't know what that left or right arm is, but you have a Destiny legs, you have a H2 head, and then you have a Hagashiki backpack right there. So different melee weapon. We saw a beam saber, and then this is, I don't know what that is. I can't really make clear what that is, but that is definitely not a beam saber. And then this one is talking about the evolution, being able to use a left and right different weapon, right? Being able to wield that. So we have that. And then still talking about the evolution, because now you can get the scoring right there, ranking, right? Yeah, we have a lot of those. And then this is the true value. So this is talking about more or less the diorama in a way. So we have, you know, pictures that you're able to take, really dynamic for sure. Yeah. And then this is the lobby. So the fact that we have a lobby, that is really cool. All right, that's really neat. And then this screenshot, you can actually emote. So there are different emotes that you are able to just use in the lobby. So that is nice. All right, that is cool. And then this one is just more setting up the assembly, selecting different parts. This is cool, right? This is actually kind of like a training mode in a way. So I love the fact that we are getting a proper training ground, because like from Gundam Breaker Mobile we had something of that nature, but it wasn't quite exactly the same. But this one is nice. So I don't know if you guys can quite see, but in terms of this playing, we are using different smashing this different weapon. So using this melee weapon, we have a small. So this one I think is talking about a weak attack, and then we have a strong attack when you hit a different weapon. So that's a indication right there. When you smash different weapon or different attacks, and then if you land on the other hand using the other hand, you have a strong attack. So well, that's how they kind of show it right there. So I think this section, when they're doing like the training or kind of like the mock battle, they definitely emphasize a lot on how the battle style works. So I definitely do implore you guys to check it out, because it will give you guys a good glimpse of how it actually works, right? This one is like a setup. So that's a wonky build, but sure, we'll take that. And then I think this is the reception. We have a pity guy. So I think this is right before we hit the mission. We have to talk to these little pity guys to sortie. And yep, we actually do have a demo battle for us to check it out. So that was quite cool. 3 waves. So wave 3, we are taking on a perfect gray unicorn. So this is just another screenshot of when they're taking on the mission. So it's pretty cool to see how it works. And yes, they are doing a test version, but a network testing. So I think this is pertaining to JP. So yeah, it's still cool that they're doing like a actual testing, like a closed beta. So and unfortunately, I think majority of us probably will not get in. So that's the time. That's kind of how when they're doing the whole testing of it. So on Nintendo Switch, PS5, and PS4, no Steam. No Steam on here. That's sad. And then they're doing so towards the end of the kind of like the interview. They had a lot talking about the barrel strike on them. So this is the different mode. You can kind of have the gun barrel set S2. I think I wanted this kit the most because I can actually see the Buster's weapon, these two. So I think a lot of people have saw that, but that's probably my main reason of getting it. And then probably the gun barrel set from the Mobius Zero. You guys can see that they did put the pause in those hard points. So yeah. And that's the decal for the gunpla. And then this one, hey, check that out. They actually promoted the sword and launcher strike pack, and then the new L strike pack. So that was cool. That was actually cool that they actually mentioned that, kind of advertising it. But last but not least, we have this one. You can actually connect the gun barrel into this set. I'm like, what on earth is going on? This is gonna be really back heavy, and I don't know how it's gonna work, but that looks pretty nice. So that's why I really wanted it, but unfortunately, I don't think I'll be getting it. All right, I'm pretty bummed out about that. But other than that, that's pretty much all the news that we have gotten from the live stream. So it was actually quite cool that they have already done a live stream with this game. But other than that, definitely let me know how you feel about the information that they're providing us to us so far. You guys can definitely let me know that in the comment section below. But other than that, that is going to be pretty much it for me, and I'll be catching you guys up on the next one.